chapter 5. I'm here with chapter 5. A surprise for Beth. The title is So We'll See a Surprise. Let's begin. Uh, do you remember Joe visited Lori and they became friends? After that, Lori and four girls were great friends. Not only Joe, but also the other girls were great friends. Mr. Brooke complained about the situation. Who was Mr. Brooke? Laurie's tutor, Laurie's private teacher. He complained about this. But Mr. Lawrence, when he heard this complaining, he said that, please let him take a bit holiday. Let him a bit of holiday, he said. And they had a great time by writing and acting plays at the March family, having little parties at the big house. They were so happy. But Beth was too shy to go there. She didn't want to go there. To overcome her shyness, Mr. Lawrence came over them, visited them. He talked about music and great singers. He talked about them on purpose. Deliberately he did it because he knew Beth was into music. If Beth heard lots of things about music, she could visit his home. And he convinced Beth to go there because he said that the piano is not very used in my home. Would any of your girls like to play it sometimes? And after hearing these words, Beth, was convinced to go there. The next day, she ran across to the big house because there was a piano in that house, and she wanted to play it. When she touched the piano, she forgot her fears. She forgot her shyness. Although Beth didn't know, Mr. Lawrence opened the door of his study. Laurie stood in the hall to keep the servants away from the shy little girl. Everyone knew that this girl was shy, so Mr. Lawrence pretended to stay in his study. But while he was standing there, he opened the door of his study. He wanted to listen to Beth's music. Laurie also didn't want the servants to disturb the girls. That's why he was waiting to keep them away from the shy little girl. Beth was so grateful. Every day she went there and she wanted to thank Mr. Lawrence, old Mr. Lawrence, by giving him a pair of slippers. Also, she wanted to write a letter. And after several days careful sewing, the slippers were finished. After that, Beth wrote a short letter, and with Laurie's help, they left them in the old man's study one morning. The following day, there was another surprise. There was a letter for Beth the next day with a lovely little piano. It was the biggest surprise of her life. And she was so surprised because it was addressed to Miss Elizabeth March. And in the letter, Mr. Lawrence wrote that, Dear Miss March, I have had many pairs of slippers, but none which have pleased me so much as yours. I should like to thank you for your kindness by sending you something that once belonged to my little granddaughter who died. With many thanks, I'm your good friend, James Lawrence. So they understood that the letter was written, there's a problem. The letter was written to thank for the slippers. And they understood that The piano was his granddaughter who died. Bat walked through the garden. Bat walked through the garden, went up the study, and thanked him. He was so friendly. The old man was so friendly that she put her arms around his neck and kissed him. He was so surprised. He was nearly about to fall off his chair. And they talked like old friends. The girls also were watching with great interest from the window. Soon the two of them were talking like old friends and they began to walk. After seeing them, Meg said that the world is coming to an end. Okay, it is the end of chapter 5. I hope you have liked this story. I really loved it. I wish we could study this in school, but with distance learning, I try to help you. I hope everyone understood very well.